YouTube?
Jamar,
What's going on YouTube?
Washington.
This is boy Jamar here once again. Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is your boy Jamar here once again, and this is going to be the first video. We're going to be shooting out a hell of videos over the next couple of days because we're going to be doing, I'm going to do Love and Hip Hop for this one. Then, of course, tomorrow is going to be American Horror Story and Empire. And then, of course, Thursday is Drag Race. And I'm going to try, for those, I've gotten a few comments of people who have been with my channel for a very long time and say, we missed your Bad Girls Club reviews. When are you going to return with Bad Girls Club? And for those who never know, I don't know. I feel like I got so burnt out on Bad Girls Club. I really did. And the last full season I watched was season, 12? Like back in 2014. I started to watch Redemption. And the next one, so this new season, which was the 16th season, goddamn. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna watch the episodes that I missed tonight and see if it's worth the damn. If not, well, the video won't be out. But if it is, you might see a video up. But anyway, you just might see it. So, let's talk about Love and Hip Hop real quick. And this was kind of like a filler episode. I just kind of wanted to put the main scenes that had something that I wanted to discuss, or at least the, 2 or 3 main issues or points. So the first thing I want to talk about is Teairra Marie and her, trying to get back on her feet for her musical career. Now, for those of you who don't know, back in 2004 or 5, when Teairra Marie was first signed, Teairra Marie, as she stated in the episode, was signed the same time as Rihanna. Okay, both signed at L.A. Reid by Jay-Z and L.A. Reid at the same time. And there came a time, because they both came out with their debut albums, and I'm not sure where the decision went, but they decided to invest more in Rihanna than Teairra. And I still would have thought that her careers would have continued, but it just seemed like they just pulled the plug on Teairra and just put all their resources into Rihanna, as, there and there. But, it happens. Okay, we don't really know why it happens. And perhaps there's a whole lot of things that went on behind the scenes that we don't know about. But Teairra, as far as you trying to get your career back, it's not impossible. Okay, a lot of people feel like, the Love and Hip Hop can tarnish your reputation, where it can, just depending on how people view you. Because I feel like K. Michelle is definitely has been able to be on Love and Hip Hop for 2.5 to 3 seasons or so, and has still managed to release, her albums, go on tour, and do her whole, her dream, even have her own show and things of that nature. So she's doing it. So it's not impossible. But I feel like it all depends on just your whole public persona. K. Michelle, even though she's been messy, she still has a likable, relatable vibe to her still, and she's funny and she makes us laugh. Whereas Teairra's view has just been as if she's unraveled and crazy in a bad way. She hasn't done that in a while, or at least in a year, until that whole Uber incident. But can she do it? I think she might. But whatever she comes up with is going to have to be her whole campaign. When she decides to really release something and really back it, is going to have to be on point, okay? Because I know she tried to say, well, if I put out really good music, then, the world's just going to forget about all the stuff I did. Not at all, okay? People who are on the top of the charts, the Beyoncés, the Rihannas, the Nickis, the Gagas, the whomever, the big girls, no matter how much great music that they put out, no matter how much, what their chart history is, their dirt is still put out all over the blogs and TMZ all the time. So that's never going to go away. It's just a matter of, okay, yes, this issue is out here, but how much do I enjoy the music to kind of push it to the side, basically. So that means that your music has to be A1. not this little. Not, oh, I don't know what y'all be doing on this Love and Hip Hop show where y'all release albums or not albums, songs, and the only time that they play is in that episode and during the little commercial break, and then that's it. Like, it doesn't go anywhere. Like, you might see it on iTunes, but I don't know if they're really promoted. I don't know if the show or the network promotes it. Do you promote it yourself? Like, so you got to come hard with it. You got to actually be about, the career and not just saying that you are when the cameras are rolling. You know what I'm saying? So there's that. Secondly, I want to talk about Ray J and Princess and his whole scooty bike situation that he had. I completely understand Princess's frustration, and it kind of manifested in this episode because she's meeting with these wedding planners and getting all of the details and all the fine details that a lot of people who get married do not think about. They forget about, do you want a performance? Do you want a speaker? Do you want, doilies? What cake do you want it to be? 3-tier, 4-tier? Like all the small details that we don't think about. She's, getting bombarded with this, and you can't get married to yourself. You know what I'm saying? This has to be a decision made amongst the two people involved in the marriage. So she's trying to, engage Ray J into helping her do these things, and he's, I guess trying to get this scooty bike thing, which I mean is cool. It's something. It's a venture that you want to go out on. That's great, but in the meantime, you shouldn't be neglecting your other responsibilities. You know what I'm saying? And when Princess voices her frustration, it just seems like it's going in one ear, not the other. It's not really processing through him on that level. And we knew that when he did that whole that billboard thing, he thought like he was going to do some real grand gesture, and all he did was just put her on the billboard of the bikes that she's really not too much, invested in because it's taken away from the planning of this wedding. So I could understand how Princess was just over it, like, okay, nah, I'm through. And so she actually came with a very creative solution. She's like, oh, well, if you're not going to help me, plan everything out and do a typical wedding, we're just going to go ahead and just sign a marriage license and just get married legally and not have the ceremony. And so now, I guess all of a sudden, Ray J's like, no, I don't want to do that. No, I want to do that. And he's like, oh, okay, so now that I had to put a fire under your ass, now that you're ready to act right. So I think he said now he's going to give, 1,000% to this whole wedding thing. I was like, oh, well, it took you long enough. Okay? Trying to ask her to take pictures of you on this bike and while she's trying to communicate to you her frustrations. Man, please. Anyways, lastly, this A1 and Lyrica wedding reception and they whole mama issue. Let me tell y'all like this, because I want to say this one for last. It always frustrates me to see parents who basically feel like their child's whole life can just be molded out and planned according to them. Okay? They don't view their child as their own person who makes their own choices, who has their own experiences. Now, for her mom to feel, upset about, missing the actual wedding and them eloping and, her not being a part of the planning and all that such, okay, cool. However, you can't completely be mad because even though she may not want to admit it, that the only reason they even felt the need to do that is because of the behavior that you've been acting. Okay? How am I supposed to go and plan forth a wedding and involve you in it when the only thing that I hear from you is, oh, you have to marry all his problems, like, oh, you have to deal with his mama, and you're spreading nothing but negativity. Okay? It's one thing to be concerned, but the way and the attitude that Lyrica's mom has been doing it, there's no. And of course, A1's mom hasn't necessarily been helping the situation either. So it's like, how can you really be mad? Okay? She would have loved to have involved you, but she knew that for herself, this is something that she wanted to do, And it was something that she saw that her mom was getting in the way of or getting in between. So she had to do what she had to do for herself and make her own decisions as a grown woman, as an adult. Okay? Now, if y'all had a problem with it, well, you probably should have gotten your act together and not been acting up every single time that y'all got together. You know what I'm saying? So, and then for her to be at the gathering and then for her to throw the glass on the floor and break it and walk out and cause this whole scene to say, "Oh, this was my only child." Well, if you were so concerned about being a part of your only child's wedding and being a part of the planning, you would have supported her in her decision. You could have expressed concern about it, but if you can clearly see that this is something that your daughter wants to go forward and do, and you can see that she's happy, even though you may not be happy with the people that she's involved with, if she's okay with it and she's the actual person in the marriage, if he's not mistreating her in any sort of way, you have to support that. And if you choose not to, you can't be mad at the decisions that an adult makes about their own life. You can't, as a parent, hover around your child, okay? And just because they don't do what you think they should do, it makes them a bad person or whoever they're with a bad person. Like, this mama came over to their house a second time. Okay, already disrespected their house the first time by pulling the food at the party. Now she comes back to say she want to collect the dogs. A1 is there, and they get into this whole back and forth about how you don't understand what it was. And I feel like you basically forced her to make this decision. No, you can't elope if both parties aren't in agreement to the marriage. Like, if she said no, if she decided that no matter what, I want my mom to be a part of it, A1 couldn't have done nothing to respect it, and they wouldn't have been able to get married. So, and she should know that. But she's just mad, and then he tried to, show them a picture, and she gonna throw it on the ground and break it. And he said, well, you know what? There's gonna be a lot more pictures, gonna be a lot more memories, and there's gonna be a lot more experiences that you're gonna miss out on because you're trying to be a bitter Betty about it. And if that's what you want to do, then well, hey, we can't control that. All we can do is just be happy within ourselves. If y'all don't want to be a part of it, it sucks, but that's just how it's about to go down. So that was pretty much all I wanted to cover from this week's Love and Hip Hop. I'm going to try to, I guess, even with all the shows all around, because I feel like going scene by scene and all of that just makes them so much longer, and it takes so much longer to get to the point and the meat of what I want to talk about. So that's going to be like the new approach that I take to these recaps and reviews. But thank you guys so much for watching. I'm actually about to I'm going to try and catch up on these Bad Girls Club, this current season that started. I think it started about a couple weeks back, and I'm going to see how it is, see if I like it, and we'll go from there. And then, of course, later on tonight, since this video is going to go up on Wednesday, we're going to be watching Empire and not How to Get Away with Murder, American Horror Story. So I will see you guys in the next, few hours. All right. Bye-bye.
Like, share, subscribe.
Washington.